Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. It is Throwback Night here, presented by SimBox for our Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler series here on Monday night for Red Light Racing. It's Throwback Night, that's for sure. These drivers out there onto the raceway have some pretty cool throwback schemes for all you race fans to watch and enjoy and relive the glory days. And race fans, trust me, do not adjust your picture. You are seeing it how it would be shown back in, well, maybe call it the heyday of NASCAR. A little bit of tube-style picture frame out there. Well, we're going to make sure that clears up for you by the time we drop the green flag here tonight. But it's all about the drivers that are out there with these sweet paint jobs tonight, throwing it back to some great NASCAR drivers. Some of the drivers, though, that don't have to worry about scratching up their trucks here tonight at the Darlington Raceway, well, James Skelton. He's picked up 2 wins already this season, along with DJ Anderson, Michael Trevarthen, and Jeffrey Souza last week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Well, those drivers, they're just racing to have a good time here tonight and bring their paints out there onto the racetrack. So those drivers, they're locked in. The next question is, who's the other drivers that are right now locked in? Well, there are none. 5th place on back into the championship standings are biding their time here, hoping to either pick up a win here in the next couple of weeks or point themselves in. Max Terriot, Cole Day, DJ Anderson, Richard Murdoch, all looking pretty stout coming into the night. Dalton Williamson, Doug Neal, Eric Johnson, Ryan O'Donnell, they're the last ones in. Jason Wells, Tony Strano, Ethan Troutman right now on the outside looking in coming into the night. So we'll see if those drivers are able to, well, maybe sneak their way in here as the sun sets here at the Darlington Raceway. Let's head down trackside here tonight and get our starting lineup brought to us by our friends at SimBox. Your SimBox starting lineup will look like this. The driver out of South Carolina snags the pole here tonight. Car number 86, that is James Skelton. Starting right alongside him, the storm from the north blowing into the south here tonight, the number 42 of Max Terriot. Back there sitting into P number 3 here tonight, driving a very special number 10, that's Tim Blum. Dalton Williamson will snag the 4th position here. Joshua Buckley in the 13 MA, the Granny Hits Walkers and Canes entry, has his best start of the season. It is 5th. 6th position here tonight on the call will be the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, Chris Hammett back into the 7th spot. 8th will go to Ethan Troutman. 9th to Tim Combs, and the 6 Rings Racing number 9-12 entry of Eric Stout is 10th. The SimBox number 77 is 11th. Cole Day is back there into the 12th spot. 13th on the call here tonight to go to Sean Single. Going in 14th will be the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Philly Edwards will roll right there from P number 15, the 16th spot, to the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Joe Strano will start 17th. Ryan O'Donnell back into the 18th position. Tony Strano in 19th. Richard Murdoch with a very, very, very old throwback. He'll start back into the 20th spot. Brandon Feeney start back into the 21st. Dustin Gady in 22nd. 23rd to go to Rob Higgins. Kevin O'Brien back there into the 24th spot. And Bob Higgins will wind down the field here tonight. That's your starting lineup brought to us by SimBox here tonight in the SimBox Throwback Night here at the Darlington Raceway. How about we pull that off the screen and look at it crystal clear to see all these beautiful trucks out here tonight. We're getting ready. It'll be 90 laps when they come back this time around. You'll see that iRacing.com pace car. It will dive to the inside, and then it will be the Interstate Batteries, number 86, and the Napa Auto Parts, number 42 of Max Terrill. Those two drivers are going to bring us down. Look at all the beautiful throwbacks here tonight. They're coming to the restart zone. We're putting 90 laps on the board here tonight, and Throwback Night is Green Flag Racing. "25 trucks will barrel into turn number 1. As they exit turn number 2 for the first time here tonight, it'll be the 86. James Skelton down the back straightaway. One driver to the inside there. That was the number 61 of Dalton Williamson, just slicing and dicing his way down onto the bottom side. He'll pick up, oh, big wreck. Wrecking down here, one up and over. That's the number 43 of Joe Strano, has gone up and over here tonight. There you see the STP number 43 of Joe Strano here on the opening lap as the caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. A bunch of drivers involved in this one. Joe Strano, Zach Mitchell, Richard Murdoch, Sean Single, all involved in this one on the opening lap here tonight. Let's take a look back. See one driver back there, sideways. That was the Feeney entry. Oh, the DuPont Chevrolet, the number 24. Got into the number 4. Zach Mitchell, Richard Murdoch, and Joe Strano, the ones that really had a lot of damage on this one. Watch the number 24, the DuPont. Throwback to Jeff Gordon with Bugs Bunny. Just got loose, too far into the corner. Joe Strano, and oh man, what a hit for the number 43 of Strano. Right on board with the STP number 43 of Joe Strano. What a hit for the 43. Not the way that Joe Strano pictured his night starting out here. Sean Single also involved in the Menards Maytag number 11. Oh, him and Doug Neal making contact after the caution flag had flown. And now the Menards number 11 having some issues. A lot of front end damage. So while that happened, well, we did complete a lap, not under green though. Caution flag coming out just before we finish our first lap here, but it is James Skelton. Take a look here. You can find what your running order does look like right now. Waiting to see which one of these drivers, or if any of those drivers, are going to be able to make it back out onto the racetrack here tonight. As quite a few of them are still down on pit road, as the iRacing.com safety car lights will go out here on Throwback Night. Got to thank our friends over at SimBox tonight for taking the rights here to the Darlington Raceway for Throwback Night. Of course, race fans, if you're in the market for a custom button box, Doug Neal and the crew over at SimBox, they have you covered from everything from knobs, switches, buttons, and that's right, LED light-up buttons. Customization with your name on your own custom box for your own sim rig. Make sure to head on over to facebook.com/SimBoxPC. That is /SimBoxPC over there on facebook.com. So we're going officially here with 4 laps in the books here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. Everybody chasing the Interstate. Number 86. A Bobby Labonte throwback for James Skelton. Beautiful looking 86, that is. And of course, Ron Hornaday Jr., I believe that would be actually onto the outside there for the number 42 of Max Terrill. And how about a Piedmont Air, number 10 of Tim Blum back there. And that is a Sunoco Rev Esports throwback. BK paints on the side of that. Green flag back into the air, though, here tonight in Throwback Night, presented by SimBox here at the Darlington Raceway. Back to racing once again. See if we can get this lap completed. There's the number 13, Joshua Buckley. He's got the Kodiak Rusty Wallace throwback. Right now, Buckley's back into the 6th position here. A couple drivers not making the call back to the green flag. That was Doug Neal. Sean Single, Zach Mitchell, Joe Streno, and Richard Murdoch being scored off the raceway here. First lap officially here tonight. Under green, we'll go to the number 86 of James Skelton. Everybody's trying to chase him. As you see them all go into single file, the lady in black likes to dance here tonight. You're going to see a lot of these trucks come back with the right-hand side. All scratched up on their trucks here. Bob Higgins, truck number 30 in the Smokin' Camel entry. A Jimmy Spencer throwback here. A beautiful truck already putting in. Look, another Spencer throwback. That is Brandon Feeney in the Winston Zippo Noble entry number 38. That one's over here in my diecast collection. An absolute beautiful truck. Take a look, riding on board here with Dalton Williamson. Williamson 1 week ago getting ever so close to being able to pick up his first win, but it was going to be Souza that came waltzing into victory lane as the floodgates opened up on the final lap at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. You want to talk about two throwbacks? How about Darlington? Darlington's always a good throwback. It's one of the older tracks on the circuit, and it provides some of the best racing for, well, the big three, the main three series in NASCAR, the trucks, the Xfinity cars, and, of course, the NASCAR Next Generation cars. And, well, North Wilkesboro, also a very good track that we like to go to a lot. Well, look at this. You believe that is an old Sterling Marlin throwback scheme there on Jeffrey Souza's entry. There you see him. I believe that was a Coors throwback. Behind him was Kevin O'Brien, though, in one of the premier DuPont Chevrolet paint schemes that Jeff Gordon ran. I believe that was for one of the All-Star races. We're trying to work upon the number 40. That is Rob Higgins there in the Macho Man Randy Savage entry, slapping to a Slim Jim. Boy, oh boy, is that one. I don't know if it's a throwback. I can't recall seeing it. I could be wrong. Maybe some of the race fans out there can school me on this one here for Rob Higgins. Well, this man still out front, electrified from his interstate batteries, and that is going to be James Skelton. Nobody pushing the envelope here on lap number 10. 10 laps will go into the books. You got to go all the way back here. Kevin O'Brien still fighting these drivers off. That is going to be, the number 40. Is that Higgins? Did I see him get into the wall? Is the right-hand side of that number 40 scratched up? No, it's not. It's just the face. The Macho Man's face on the hood of that Ford. Throwing me off. Those glasses are sweet. Kevin O'Brien, though, looking very sporty here. He's picked up 8 positions here in the early going. And that DuPont Premier entry looks like it has a little damage there to the Quaker State logo on the back of car number 184. Don't think it's going to hurt him too much. One driver of that did get back out onto the raceway who has a lot of damage. There's Ryan O'Donnell. O'Donnell throwing back here tonight. Well, you might not be able to tell with how damaged it is, but he's throwing back to an old paint of his, the Hellfire Detroit paint scheme that he had there with Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. You see that Ford F-150 pretty tore up. That one's fresh. It just came out of the paint booth today. Here comes the number 38. That is Brandon Feeney. Feeney will make the pass. Maybe, maybe not. That Winston Zippo, no bull, number 38 of Feeney. Working to the inside right now. It's the battle for the 18th and 17th position on the speedway. Two Ford F-150s battling as they work down the back straight away. Feeney just trying to tiptoe through the tulips down on the bottom side of the speedway. You don't want to tango with the lady in black and step on her toes. As Feeney's truck looking really solid right now, he will be able to make the pass here on Ryan O'Donnell. So now put Brandon Feeney up into P number 17 here tonight. Chris Hammett looking like he has started to fall through the field just a little bit. He's back one spot as Ethan Troutman in the Good Wrench number 62. I almost wanted to call it the Good Wrench number 29 because, well, when you think of Good Wrench and you see that paint scheme like you do on that Silverado, you think of Kevin Harvick. But it's not Kevin Harvick, it's Ethan Troutman. It's not a Ream Chevrolet. He was very torn here on Throwback night. Couldn't find a Ream Throwback. So he's here tonight in the Good Wrench. Number 62, Chevrolet. Tim Combs trying to work over the number 15 of Dustin Gainey. Of course, Dustin Gainey, I'm not sure if it's a throwback to Bobby Allison or if it's a throwback to Tony Stewart. I'll let you race fans debate that one. Remember, Tony Stewart showed up here, one of the original throwback nights here at Darlington. His whole team in the old retro-looking fire suits. I don't think anybody's played it any better than what Tony Stewart did when I say a couple years back, we're probably talking almost 10 years ago now that he showed up here at Darlington with a Coca-Cola looking car. Tonight, Gainey has it. There's Tim Combs. Combs throwing back to Darrell Waltrip, driving truck number 17. He says the first time he remembers watching the truck series, the old DW was driving that Tide Ride at Martinsville. Always love when you see a Tide Ride, especially when you come here to Darlington, because you think of one of the most famous finishes at Darlington. Ricky Rudd in the Tide number 32, and the Rubbermaid number 97, driven by Kurt Busch, making contact all the way out of turn number 4 the last 4 laps of that race. One of the best. Now the 62, the Good Wrench entry, with a little bit of a slide job up on the Kodiak. Number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Buckley going to lose a spot there. He's fallen back 2 spots here in the first 20 laps of this one. Not even to lap number 20, actually. We're only lap number 19, and the Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes. Kodiak number 13 you see there. This is a Rusty Wallace throwback. Kodiak was on the Rusty Wallace entry back in, if I remember right, it was the late 80s. It was car number 27 by Rusty Wallace. It was a Pontiac back then. Buckley always throwing back to Rusty Wallace or Brad Keselowski. And, well, when Rusty Wallace finally retired from NASCAR racing, Joshua Buckley did take a liking to Brad. Of course, now Brad Keselowski switching to Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing this past season as a part owner in that group. Joshua Buckley has taken a lot of beatings over the last couple of months of the performance by Brad Keselowski. Right now, though, Buckley doing better than Brad has done this past season. He's running 7th here. That's 1 spot ahead of Chris Hammett. There's Chris Hammett driving the K&N, number 6. Right now, those 2 drivers are battling. Back there, 7th and 8th. Hammett still looking to the inside, just can't quite get the run off the corner, so hasn't been able to make that pass just yet. Here's another very famous paint scheme. There you see the United Rentals number 912 entry. That's Eric Stout here tonight. And Stout, he's a rookie this season. That's why you see the 912. Normally you see him in car number 6 on Thursday nights. Eric Stout making a throwback here. Ryan Priest drove this truck just a couple years ago. A throwback to the Reggie Ruggiero Teddy Bears Pools entry. So that's actually really cool one. He was showing me pictures earlier of Reggie's old throwback car out there in front of Teddy Bear Pools headquarters. The truck looks very similar to the old modified. It was driven back in the Winston modified days. Here tonight, though, Eric Stout making a throwback here. Right now, Stout running up inside the top 10, actually. He's holding off one of the rookies. Well, Stout's a rookie, and so is Cole Day. Cole Day throwing a throwback to Cole Day. One driver down to the bottom there, and that's because he's trying to get around, and that's going to be the 6. One driver coming to pit road here. He'll be the first driver to pit road. It's the 86. One driver hit the cone. We'll have to see if that's a penalty, but here comes James Skelton on lap number 25. He'll be the first one to come to pit road on the Interstate Batteries Toyota. The BK Paint entry also coming down. That's 61 of Dalton Williamson. And Michael Trevarthen. Here comes Eric Stout also. The beautiful looking Interstate Batteries entry really reminds me of that Bobby Labonte Pontiac. Who'll come by this time, though? It'll be Max Terriot leading another one of those throwbacks. In second there, that is the Terry Labonte Piedmont Air entry, driven tonight here by Tim Blum. Not sure the yellow rims go with the Piedmont Air, but hey, it looks good nonetheless. Here comes the number 62. Ethan Troutman coming to pit road. There you see the number 2. That is Michael Trevarthen down pit road, and you want to know where the pit penalty came from? There it is, car number 2 here tonight. Michael Trevarthen picking up the penalty on his pit road entry. Joshua Buckley now going to lead Dustin Gainey down pit road. Philly Edwards, the Bills fan, coming to pit road. No throwback tonight for Philly Edwards. He just wants to show the slacking that the Bills paid to the Steelers. So the Ron Hornaday Napa entry tonight with Max Terriot piloting it is out front here. P number 1 for Max, and I think Max is going to try to go till lap number 30 here tonight. Play the fuel strategy if he can. We'll see him and Tim Blum still out front here. They have a huge commanding 5.5 second lead over this third place machine. There's the third place entry. That is Chris Hammett. And it looks like Hammett has had enough. He'll bring the K&N number 6 to pit road. So he'll bring it down. Only one driver so far getting popped with a pit road penalty, and that was Michael Trevarthen. Everybody else has been able to keep it clean coming to pit road. Clean, unlike the number 38 of Brandon Feeney here. Feeney has been into the outside wall with that Winston Zippo no bull, number 38. Looking at it right now, if you were going to play the long run game here tonight, Max Terriot is now within that window to break this race up. Running 30-30 and coming across the line. So a 2 pit stop strategy right now for the top 2 drivers. See if Max, yeah, you saw it right there. He's going to come to pit road. Tim Blum looks like he will stay out. I don't know if he was actually going to stay out there or if it just threw him for a loop that time in turn number 3 when Max Terriot came to pit road. So Max comes to pit road. Cole Day will stay out with the 999 Rockstar Chevrolet. Souza also staying out in car number 4. Remember, he picked up a win just last week, so he doesn't have to race for, well, points. He doesn't have to try that hard. He's already locked in. He's just going to be out here at full send mode. Oh, look at that big move there. James Skelton really bobbing and weaving that time. As Cole Day comes to pit road, James Skelton had to really avoid there. Sometimes you see that happen. Now you see the 184th Kevin O'Brien down on pit road. You see Tim Blum. Cole Day is coming down pit road. That switches things over to Jeffrey Souza as now the new race leader. He'll play the long run game here tonight on Throwback Night here. Souza is out there saving some fuel. He was off the gas as he came by our cameras. Here everybody else, and there's Souza. Only 2 drivers have yet to come to pit road here, and that's because they came down under the first yellow flag of the evening. Brandon Feeney now going to bring his truck to pit road. There you see the no bull, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. So as he comes to pit road, that'll leave just one more driver that we are expecting to come to pit road, and there he is, the Sterling Marlin throwback paint scheme of Souza. Here comes Doug Neal, and oh boy, Neal almost got the water barrels at the entry to pit road. Looks like Doug Neal's night may have come to an end here as he takes his SimBox number 77 behind the pit wall. James Skelton will retain the race lead here after his pit stop. As he comes across the stripe, he is now the new race leader once again. Souza's going to fall through the timing and scoring here as scoring is going to start to update. Here is the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. Sitting back into the fourth spot, him and Max Terrell last week battling for the win at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, making a little contact, and well, Dalton was going for his first win. Max was trying to hold on. It's been a rough year for Max so far here sledding in the early stages. Usually you think by, well, this is the halfway point here tonight. In the regular season, you'd think Max would have a win, but he's picked up a second place at Bristol, 7th at Charlotte. And then it was 18th at Phoenix, a 14th at Texas, and a disappointing 8th place finish last week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. He had command of that race till late as restarts started to happen. Cole Day taking a dive down to the inside here on that Coca-Cola number 15 of Dustin Gainey, and he's got the newer tires. He'll be able to slot right up in line there. So Cole Day is up to the 8th spot, but the biggest mover is that number 15 there of Dustin Gainey in the Coca-Cola entry. He has picked up 13 spots to run inside the top 10 here. Cole Day trying to get around the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen is not on the lead lap. He's running all the way back into the 20th position. 1 lap down after his pit road penalty. So Trevarthen has a big hole to dig himself out of. I believe that's an Alan Kowicki throwback scheme here tonight on the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. I believe that's an old Zyrtec throwback for Alan Kowicki. Max Terrell making a pass there on the number 62 of Troutman. They are about 5 laps difference on the tire strategies between those two drivers. And well, we talk about tires in Darlington. This track eats tires left and right. So Troutman may have used up the tires on his number 62. Looking at the lap times, and they're about a half a second difference. Let's take a look this time by at the line for the number 42. Yeah, it was a 30.32 for Max Terrell to a 30.79. As the fastest truck on the speedway, though, that time by is that number 10. Usually it's the Classics Hot Sauce entry, but tonight it's the Piedmont Air, number 10 of Tim Blum. One driver down there on the apron, and I believe that is the Buffalo Bills, number 73, Philly Edwards it is. See these two drivers swapping spots. That'll be the number 6 of Chris Hammett, taken back over the 5th position after the green flag pit cycle. Everybody back into a little bit of a run here. A lot of these drivers pitting between lap number 24 and lap number 33, which was Jeffrey Souza. He pitted the last driver to come to pit road. That was on the lead lap. Souza falls back into the 10th position right now. He has a little over 2.5 seconds to go up there and run down Dustin Gainey if he wants to make a pass on the lead lap. So Souza just falling into the 10th spot here tonight. That's up 4 spots, and now he's got the freshest tires and a full tank of fuel ready to rock and roll. Tim Blum trying to make a pass here for the 3rd position as he'll take the Piedmont Chevrolet to the inside. So Tim Blum making a pass. One of those Florida drivers that was impacted by the hurricane that hit Florida. Thankful that all of our Florida drivers here with Red Light Racing have checked in. They are all A-OK after 2 weeks ago that hurricane slamming into our friends in Florida. Another one of the Florida drivers, Dalton Williamson. You see him. He's just got passed by the number 13 of Joshua Buckley. So, Dalton Williamson trending into the wrong direction in the BK Paints Rev Esports entry. Got passed up by his teammate. There's the Kodiak driver out of Massachusetts, Joshua Buckley. Something about these very tough tracks Joshua Buckley really likes. You got to wheel the machines. Exactly what he's doing here tonight. Wheeling and dealing. Listen to the throttle inputs here on Joshua Buckley's entry as he came off turn 2. That's the tight spot there. There's a hump on exit. You got to be very mindful that you don't want to get up into the outside retaining wall. It could end your night, and you could end up on the inside wall down the back straightaway. Skelton still out front here tonight. If he leads another 10 laps, he will clinch the most laps led. As this time by, he'll be the halfway home leader. As he'll take that one as he comes across the stripe. Halfway home here tonight in Throwback Night tonight. Presented by SimBox here from the Darlington Raceway. Couple drivers out of the event here tonight. The number 77 of Doug Neal retiring on lap number 16. Sean Single making one complete lap in car number 11. He is done here tonight, 22nd. Zach Mitchell in his Throwback DuPont number 24 will finish 23rd. Joe Strano in the STP number 43 will finish 24th. And Richard Murdoch in his Throwback to himself will finish back into the 25th position. Ryan O'Donnell losing a spot here to Michael Trevarth, and Ryan O'Donnell looks like his truck very wounded and down on power. There's the battle for the race lead now, though. That is heating up because Max Terrell has the fresh tires as he'll take a bid to the inside down the back straightaway. Look at the gap distance. That's because James Skelton just pulled over and left him go right on by. So now Max Terrell will take the race lead. Question being now, when does James Skelton play his hand to come to pit road? Does he follow Max down pit road? Does he pit a little bit early? Because if you look at it, back on lap number 24 is when James Skelton came to pit road. So he's at his pit window from his first pit stop of the evening. As yes, he does. He gave up the race lead, and now here he comes. He will come to pit road. The old fisherman coming to pit road. So Skelton comes to pit road. He'll give up his top running spot. It's a very lonely pit road for the Interstate Batteries MBNA entry. A couple other drivers now making their way to pit road. Dustin Gainey and Eric Stout. They will make their second pit stops of the evening. There's first across the line. Here comes second. Tim Blum is in second here tonight on lap number 50. More drivers taking the early chance to come to pit road here. One driver backwards. That's the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Hammett going to have to turn it back around. Take a look. What happened to Chris Hammett coming to pit road? Just loses it on entry. Noses the K&N number 6 Ford F-150. And, son, you can't park there. He got it pointed back into the right direction. Did lose a spot on pit road to Joshua Buckley. So Buckley going to take a free and easy one. Max Terrell, the race leader, as you see out ahead of him. That is the number 15 of Dustin Gainey. Gainey did just come to pit road. He is one lap down, trying to not go another lap down. who will come last to pit road, as Tim Blum and Max Terriot both came on lap 30 and 31. Cole Day and Jeffrey Souza also coming on lap 31 and 33. They're all running 1, 2, 3, and 4 right now here tonight at Darlington. So when will they decide to come to pit road? Dalton Williamson way down there. He's coming off pit road. So Williamson looks like he may have got popped for a penalty on exit. He'll come to pit road. Well, look at that. Brandon Feeney. There you see him. The Winston Zippo Noble number 38 out of Ontario, Canada. Dave Bragg is out there cheering him on. And, well, Dave, I don't know. That no bull entry has taken some bull here tonight. Sounds pretty good, but it looks a little rough as he had to lift that time off turn number 2. The outside wall coming up really fast on him. There's James Skelton. He has already made his pit stop, and it looks like he currently would be sitting as the driver that's going to come out on top of pit road. Battle now is for third between Cole Day and Jeffrey Souza, two drivers that play a lot of strategies here. There's 3 drivers when you come to Monday night that you know are going to play some kind of fuel strategy. Tim Blum, Cole Day, and Jeffrey Souza. Right now, those drivers are running second, third, and fourth, playing some kind of strategy. We expect Max Terriot here in the next 3 laps or so to come to pit road. Souza can't make the pass here on Cole Day. He's got a faster machine, and then he's got, of course, the 912 of Eric Stout right behind him. Stout back into the 17th position. He's got fresher tires. He just can't go anywhere right now. These two drivers battling for position. So Stout being respectful back there tonight, just minding his own P's and Q's. Trying not to mess up Reggie's paint scheme all that much. It's almost inevitable that you're going to wind up into the outside wall at some point as Souza makes the bid to the inside here. He'll be able to pull even, just not quite able to clear the 999 of Cole Day. Day going to lift out of the throttle, as you see. Spot will go to the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Closing in on 30 laps to go. That's when you will see your top drivers here tonight come into pit road. There you see the Macho Man. Oh, he's machoed too much here tonight. Into the outside wall. So Rob Higgins will come back out onto the raceway. He'll go multiple laps down to the race leader, who is right there in Napa, number 42. They're calling him to pit road 1 lap sooner. So here comes the 42. He'll get down to pit road speed here tonight, and he'll bring that truck to service to call one final time. Not a bad strategy here by Max Terriot because he's on pit road as there's no other trucks down there. An easy in and an easy out. You don't have to worry about making any kind of contact with any of the other drivers that are out there. Here comes now the 10 of Tim Blum, the Piedmont Air, number 10. He'll come to pit road for the final time. '17 of Tim Combs also down on pit road. Combs is running into the 6th spot as he is going to go a lap down, as there is the driver that just went by. Ethan Troutman looks like he's going to leapfrog Max Terriot. James Skelton still out, well, which will be out front here when this all cycles back through. Where is James? James, oh James, where are you on my scoring? You're sitting currently 4th. James Skelton will come across the line. He is now being scored 3rd on lap number 61. Cole Day now coming to pit road. So Cole Day will give up that 2nd position. So it'll be the final time for the rookie this season to make his way to pit road. I've seen Cole here at Darlington before, do synchronized ballet, as I think Cole Day's out of fuel. Cole Day is out of fuel in the 999 entry, trying to get back to his pit stall. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. He will not. Cole Day going to have to take the tow to pit road, so his night will wind up here out of fuel on pit road. So Souza comes to pit road. He'll be the final driver to come make his final stop of the evening. See him coming in there, the Jimmy Strong on the back. James Skelton goes by and retakes the race lead. Let's see where the scoring updates when he comes back around to the stripe here. Then we can take a look to see where all these drivers will wind up. Looking like James Skelton should have about a 6.5 second race lead over Troutman and Max Terriel. Looks like that's how it's going to be right now. There's the second place truck across the line, 6.6 seconds back. And then a little bit of a slower stop for the number 42 of Max Terriel. He's going to be set on go mode. Because there you saw the number 3 of Tony Strano, a throwback paint scheme with Dale Earnhardt Jr. That's also a die cast sitting over here on my shelf. There you see the Oreo entry. The Nutter Butter on the back of that truck also. Tony currently is sitting into the 10th position. He has made his final stop. Tony's actually in the 9th position. 10 spots gained here tonight. So a very solid night for Tony Strano after Joe Strano, his brother, are having some issues here. Tony carrying the banner here tonight for the Strano Brothers Racing Stables. Skelton back to pit road with 25 laps to go. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. We're going to see how that one plays out. So that's going to turn things over. Ethan Troutman, now their new race leader for the first time. The 62 will lead here tonight, the driver out of Tennessee. He has a 3.3 second lead over that truck. And boy, is Max coming like a freight train. 30.7 last time by for Troutman and a 30.22 for Max Terriel. But the man who has the fastest lap time last time by, and I believe that's the fastest lap time of the evening, and it is, that is Tim Blum, the Piedmont Air number 10 entry. Tim Blum, the fastest driver here. James Skelton just came out of pit road. James is now running into the 8th spot. Looks like just a splash of gas and go there for the number 86 of James Skelton. Not quite sure what happened for James Skelton. But there you see him back there running in 8th. Chris Hammett back down on pit road also. There you see the K&N Filters. Number 6 coming to pit road. Cole Day has taken his 999's entry behind the wall along with Dalton Williamson. So Cole Day will finish into the 19th position, and Williamson will finish 20th here tonight. Race leader, you're out front, but boy, is that Napa Know-How entry closing in. Max is battling here with the 86 of Skelton. Skelton going to have to hope that he is the first truck one lap down right now, and he is the first truck one lap down, running into the 7th position. He might need a caution flag here and a whole lot of help to get that Interstate Batteries truck back out front. We talked about him earlier on here tonight, and Joshua Buckley still having a heck of a run, and he'll have to come to pit road. Not enough fuel in Joshua Buckley's truck. He came down to lap number 50, so not enough fuel in the Kodiak number 13 entry. So Buckley will now make his way to pit road. A lot of these drivers that pitted before lap 60 are going to have to come to pit road. So Troutman's on pit road. Buckley, Gainey, all drivers inside the top 10. So they come down for their final stops. Most of them probably going to be splash of fuel and go. Terrill and Blum, though, the two drivers right now that are running first and second, 14 seconds over the third place machines. They're battling for the race lead, and under 20 laps to go. Both drivers does look like they have enough fuel to go the rest of the way. Looks like since Tim Blum was able to get there, looks like he has kind of hit a brick wall all of a sudden. Got there and now can't get any closer, can't get around the number 42. Maybe Max Terrill playing chicken with him, letting him think he had a faster truck than he did. Maybe Max saved something here. We talked about how the tire wear here tonight is very abrasive. This track surface is anyway. Michael Trevarthen back on pit road. The BK paints. Alan Kwiecki throwback. He'll hit his stall. Here comes the race leader once again. It'll be 16 to go. So Trevarthen will go another lap down. James Skelton has unlapped himself and has himself sitting in fourth right now. He's got to go like the wind blows, though, because, well, Max Terrill and Tim Blum are still on the same straightaway as he is. See how this all plays out. Everybody is on just a little bit different of a strategy. Philly Edwards is down on pit road with the Bills Mafia, number 73. See him making his final stop. Rob Higgins coming to pit road. The Macho Man making his final stop. Still the race leader. It's the Napa Auto Parts 42, Max Terrill. May not lead the most laps here tonight, but right now has himself in position to lead the ones that are counting. And it's the ones that are counting down are the ones that you want to be leading, that's for sure. He's actually started to open up a little gap now back over Tim Blum. See Blum starting to fade now here in this longer stage of this run. Truck looking very tight off turn number 4. See Buckley, after making his pit stop, is right back up on the number 6 of Chris Hammett. See if Buckley can get that run and get around that Ford F-150. They're coming up on Kevin O'Brien. And the DuPont 184, O'Brien running into the 14th position. Kevin going to run his line here, trying to make the drivers that are a little bit faster go to the inside. O'Brien going to scrape the DuPont number 184 off the wall. So as he scraped the outside wall that time, down in 1 and 2. Buckley, you see, and Hammett did get around. Buckley still pressuring. Max Terrill is coming to pit road. The 42 will have to pit with 12 to go. His strategy not going to play out. Will it be fuel only, or will they jack up the right side? They do. The right side tires going on the number 42 of Max Terrill. You see him down on pit row. Will they go? 2 tires and go. 2 tires, some fuel, and the Napa Auto Parts entry is down and away. James Skelton going to get around, and, well, now we'll see where that 42 funnels back on. Got to be very mindful here, coming back out onto the racetrack. Max goes a lap down to the race leader of Tim Blum. Now the question going to go. Does Tim Blum have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way? Souza pitted on lap 62. He's running in second. James Skelton pitted back on lap 65 for some more fuel. He's 25 seconds back. Tim Blum halfway down the straightaway just cuts the truck's engine off. He'll coast. Let's ride on board. Drives it in a little bit deeper into 1 and 2. Let's see what he does in 3 and 4. So that's what your race leader is doing. What is Jeffrey Souza doing? He's another one of those drivers, always has some kind of strategy. As you see the 17 of Combs out in front of him, not a battle for position. Combs back into the 6th position, 1 lap down. With 8 to go, I wonder who still has to come to pit road. One truck diving down or off of pit road. That is the Eric Stout entry. His F-150 will come back out onto the racetrack. See the 3 of Strano. Strano has dropped outside the top 10. Saw the Bills Mafia, number 73 of Philly Edwards, get around him. There you see Edwards. Not a battle for position as Edwards is back into the 17th spot. Let's hear how Skelton goes down the back straightaway. Is he cutting it off or is he hammer into it? Straight hammer down for James Skelton in the Interstate Batteries, number 86, with 6 laps to go. Has 23-second deficit to catch that truck right there. You almost thought he was a hybrid as he came by the camera. Oh, is Blum going to step it into the outside wall? Souza trying everything he can to run down that number 10. High five into the air that time to all the drivers that come by the flag stand. It'll be 5 more times around. Tim Blum always running a part-time schedule here. He has run 3 races already. This is his 4th race of the season. And other than the season opener at the Bristol Motor Speedway, he has finished on the podium his last 2 races. That was at Phoenix. He finished 2nd. At North Wilkesboro, he also snuck a 2nd place finish. Here comes the good wrench, number 62. Ethan Troutman will unlap himself, so he'll put now 5 trucks back onto the lead lap with just 4 laps remaining. And I'm looking at it, as long as Tim Blum is able to hold enough fuel in the Piedmont Air number 10 for 3 more laps around this 1.366 mile speedway, he'll be able to pick up his first win of the season. But do not sing before the lady in black sings, because, well, it's not over yet. A couple more Darlington stripes are out there for some of these drivers. 6.1, almost 6 flat now. This time off turn 4, the old popsicle sticks will get wound up. Now a little bit of a draft there for Tim Blum as he gets pulled down the straightaways. Exactly what he wanted to see. Save a little bit of fuel here with just 2 to go. See how slow he is down the back straightaway. He is about, call it almost 10 mile an hour slower down the back straightaway than anybody else as he puts it right up against the boards in turn 3 and 4. He'll come this time out of turn 4, and it'll be the white flag here tonight on Throwback Night, presented by SimBox. It'll be the final trip around the speedway. Final trip for the driver out of Florida. This will put him double digits on the win list here with Red Light Racing on Monday night in the Scrambler Series. And what a better way than to have it come right here, right now, on Throwback Night here at the Darlington Raceway as he comes out of turn 4. Your winner here tonight, coasting across the line. The number 10 of Tim Blum will pick up his win. Coming across in second, 5 seconds back, it'll be the number 4, Jeffrey Souza. And how about a way to come back out of turn 4? It'll be the Interstate Batteries number 86 of James Skelton. Max Terriel to finish into the 4th spot. And the final truck on the lead lap here tonight as he comes out of turn 4. It'll be the number 62, Ethan Troutman. Brandon Feeney running out of fuel as he came across the line. There's your winner, though, out of fuel and getting a push. Tim Blum tonight is the winner here tonight. Well, that's just enough there to spin some tires for us race fans. So as Tim Blum celebrates a little here tonight at Darlington. Jeffrey Souza, James Skelton finishing on the podium here tonight. Of course, your unofficial results here from the Darlington Raceway. We're going to take a quick step away here from Darlington. We'll be back here with your top 3 finishers.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to Throwback Night here at the Darlington Raceway. We have officially completed 90 laps here at the Darlington Raceway. The track that is too tough to tame, these drivers have done it here tonight. As we have a couple of your drivers standing by here, let's start things off with the driver who will finish in 3rd position. James, a great run for you in this Interstate Batteries throwback to Bobby Labonte here tonight, leading the most laps, but it looked like that fuel strategy just a little off.
Yeah, I knew it once that caution came out right off the go that was going to be the strategy, but I honestly thought the fall off would have been enough that I could make that up. And I knew DJ wasn't in the race, and he usually goes for it. And then Max didn't go for it, and I saw Souza, but I don't know. I thought maybe I could get to him, but that was an awesome job for him. And then Tim, I don't even think he said he was saving, so that was a good run for myself. I never hit the wall. Bobby Labonte was my favorite driver growing up, so it's really cool to have an Interstate Batteries throwback scheme on the truck tonight.
Yeah, that beautiful looking interstate battery scheme, definitely throwing a lot of old school NASCAR Winston Cup vibes back here tonight. How cool is it, though, to head here to Darlington for Throwback Night presented by SimBox? How cool is it to see all these old throwback schemes out onto the raceway?
Oh, it's pretty awesome. Honestly, I really don't know what any of them look like. I'm just trying to race the track really tonight. So on the broadcast tonight, I'll definitely, check them out. I focused on my line tonight and made sure I didn't get that Darlington stripe.
Well, you didn't get the Darlington stripe tonight, and you get a good finish. But now we're going to throw you in a whole new test next week. On October the 17th, we head to the Pocono Raceway with the NASCAR Next Gen machine. How do you feel headed from Darlington to Pocono in the Next Gen?
Who knows? Pocono's a hit or miss track for me, and I'm really starting to kind of feel that next gen car out. So we'll definitely put the time in. All three corners are different. I don't know how to drive. I don't know if it'll be tight, loose, or if it starts to kind of break loose how it used to be. It's really hard to save. So we'll put the time in this week and see how it goes.
Well, before we let you go, who makes this possible back home in South Carolina?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Roger, for everything you do. I'll definitely check the broadcast out tonight. All our sponsors, we really couldn't do it without them. All the admins, Josh for what he does, and then Richard, then all the drivers. I mean, this is a really tough track and only have one caution. That's just a testament to the drivers that we have. And then everybody that was watching. And then I think that's about it. I'll see you guys next week.
There you hear it. James Skelton, he's got to go for a walk. And so he's got to get out of here tonight. The 86, tonight that throwback to Bobby Labonte will finish number 3 here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. Finishing into what is going to be the second position here tonight, he's the driver of truck number 4. How about it, Souza? A little bit of a throwback on your truck and a great run to pick up right where you kind of left off last week in Victory Lane.
Yeah, on the paint scheme, like you're saying, the throwback, got to give a big thanks to Brandon Pierce for that one. Spotter crew chief, he hooked me up with it last night. I had to throw my numbers on it, but it's a throwback to, some people may say, it must be Sterling Marlin, the Coors car. It was actually a Robbie Gordon Sterling Marlin car. He ran it for a couple races there. As you possibly could have told on the broadcast, I do have a picture of Robbie Gordon on it, just so everyone made sure they knew whose car it was.
Well, I called it out as a Sterling Marlin, but hey, it is a good-looking truck, and it was a fast truck here tonight. What was the strategy coming into Darlington?
Well, I had run a race here with half fuel in the trucks a couple months ago, so I knew roughly where we were going to be for a fuel mileage perspective, and I knew it was going to be close. And I would love to tell you that I planned on getting turned on the first lap and half the field dying behind me, but I didn't. I had time to go back and look at it there, and it looked like Zach threw it in on my inside a little too deep going into 3, got a little free, turned me, and I kind of just everybody wadded up behind me. So getting turned there, having that caution kind of opened that door for me to come down, top off, clutch, and save as much as I could before we went green, and that kind of just set us up for a really good chance to make it on fuel there. And obviously we were about a lap to the good there at the end.
What more did you need, though? Tim Blum fuel saving to the max out in front of you. It looked like you were possibly good. You say you were good. What more did you need, though, to go up there and battle Tim Blum at the end of this one?
Yeah, I think we, in general, we just struggled a little once we went back green initially to pick our way through the field. I was kind of trying to just take it easy and not beat fenders with some of them guys, and then I probably gave up some time when I was letting people by that had fresher tires, like James and Max, when they pitted, and I stayed out a little bit later there, letting them by. I gave up probably a couple seconds there. So you add up all that time that I lost letting people by or trying to get by people, I probably would have been right there on Tim's bumper. So, second place, we'll take it. Like you said, after our win last week, and going into a race that, not even just the track itself, but with a car that I'm really familiar with. I'm feeling pretty happy.
Well, a great run here tonight for you, Souza. We're going to take a step back and let you thank everybody back behind the scenes that have helped you so far to keep this car out front for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, gotta thank Souza Media for all the work they do. My brother just got married, like I said. I think I said it last week. A couple weeks ago, he got married. Just got home this past week. So, Souza Media is coming down at the end of the season for a lot of the different racing people that we help with. So, big thanks to them. Big thanks to Stent Analyzer and everyone at Triad Racing for everything they do. I was telling Ricky Thompson, who does Stent Analyzer, this morning, without the Stent Analyzer app and program, I wouldn't know how fast, or in most cases how slow I am on long runs. So if you're struggling to get with some people on long run pace and such, download Stent Analyzer. It's a great program. Gives you all different type of averages, lap averages, and it gives you a good graph of how you can actually tell where you're losing time to people. So I use it all the time when we get in these sessions to figure out where I need to save time. So it's good for everyone back home and everyone that helps me put on a show for you guys.
There you have it tonight. The Robbie Gordon throwback here tonight for Jeffrey Souza is going to bring him a little bit of luck, and he'll finish in P number 2, picking up 12 spots from where he started tonight. And, of course, he was involved in that first incident and the only incident tonight in turn number 3 on lap number 1. So as Souza finishes there in second, Skelton was third. Who's the man that finishes first? Well, it's that one. The car number 10 here tonight, the Piedmont Air number 10 of Tim Blum. Wasn't able to lead the most laps, didn't lead the second most laps. He led the final laps that counted here tonight. Tim Blum will pick up his first win of the season. He's already back there celebrating here tonight, so we've missed the driver of truck number 10. He'll pick up the win here tonight, though, for Throwback Night here, presented by SimBox. That's your post-race show here this evening from the Darlington Raceway. We now head to the Tricky Triangle next week, the Pocono Raceway on October the 17th. The Next Generation Cup cars will come out to play, and it's the first time we will have the Next Gen Cup cars at the Tricky Triangle in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, just down the road here from our Turn 3 Racing Studios in Pennsylvania. We can't wait to head back home here to Pennsylvania. But that's going to about do it here tonight for everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody at Red Light Racing, and all of our friends over at SimBox. I'm Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the Darlington Raceway. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.